Greetings. Most importantly, blessings. Yes, sir. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Left it to the world, they'll surely turn it cold. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Left it to the world, they'll surely turn it cold. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road.
Yo, man. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Left it to the world that should have turned it cold. It's 7 o'clock on Sunday, so we not getting cold at all. We getting on fire for the Lord once more. Yes, right. 7 o'clock on a Sunday, that means it gotta be 820 live, baby. It's been a great Sunday, man. It's been an eventful Sunday, man. Church service was so good today. Yeah, sir. So I'm in a great space, man. I had me a good nap. I'm ready to have a great conversation, man. I'm just ready to glorify the Lord in all that I do, man. Today we have a special guest. Very good young, very good guy. Real model citizen type energy. A leader in his own way, in his own space. I seen him around church in a lot of different capacities. I had a city group I formed once, where it was just a bunch of fathers, and he was pulling up. I see him be a great father to his son. I see him be a great mentor to other brothers in the church. I see him just be in the space of what God has him. I enjoy our conversations. There's times where I'm just sitting and minding my business, and he'll come by and he'll just kind of deliver a message that I feel God put on him just to give to me. Sometimes it be right on point. So anytime he come around, what you got for me today? I ain't got to talk too much more about it, fella. He is, man, Mr. Corey Dwyer.
Yes, sir, man. Pleasure for you having me here.
Yeah,
bruh. I've been keeping an eye on you, man. You've been doing some good stuff, man. That's why I was like, bro, we got to link up. We have to link up. So I'm honored that you was able to invite me on, bro.
You been watching Little Old Me, man? Little Old Me?
Come on, man.
Man, if you see
You're
me
doing
it ain't me. That's the big guy, man. I'm just character in the story, man. He get all the glory. That's how I move, man. That's how I move.
Appreciate your obedience.
Hey, man. Hey, I ain't gonna tell you. I appreciate my obedience too, man. Because
yeah,
if I wasn't being obedient, I know.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. I know we've been kind of juggling, kind of moving a few things around to get you here, man. So I feel like anytime that's happening, God just kind of working his move and getting the timing right.
Sure.
And when it's on his time, man, it's the right time every time. That's how I look at it.
Oh yeah.
But everything good with you today, brother?
Hey, brother, all is well, man. Can't complain. Can't complain at all.
I love how not to get too deep, but how was that service for you today?
Oh, amazing, bro. Crazy. Yeah. And timely. Yeah. Timely. Definitely timely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people came out of there with like, "Ooh, this message was right on time, right for me." So I really love that about it. I saw Calvin as I was coming in. He was coming out the first service, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, I was on my face the whole first service. So yeah, you're gonna want to be in that second service." And he was on point for that. So I really like that. I want to get into
another level.
Off the script, right? Off the script is a conversation, little icebreakers, just to kind of get you going and kind of get the people idea of where your mind might be before we really get into it. As always, this episode of Off the Script is brought to you by our great friends over at Vibes Coffee. Great venue, great coffee. As the slogan says, come for the coffee, stay for the vibes. It's 622 Canal Side Street, downtown Columbia, man. I tell you, the vibe is really like on point. It's a real faith-based space. When you walk in, a lot of people say they can feel the energy and feel the spirit. So we're glad to have them as a sponsor and really just as a good friend and partner. But back to you, Corey. I like to do this. I like to start off kind of easy on these questions. just to kind of get you going. The first question I want to ask you is, what is your favorite Bible scripture?
Oh man, so I would say Matthew 6, verse 33 through 34. I like all of Matthew 6, first of all. Of Matthew the apostle, man, he was dropping some heat. He started off that first chapter. He started off the first part of chapter 6 talking about, how you should pray and how you should present yourself to the Lord. And then he moved in talking and pretty much stating like, if you're doing stuff for the impression of people, of man, then you have received your reward. Then he talked about how we should pray, and he introduced the Lord's Prayer. And then he just capped it off with, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of these things shall be added to you. And he said, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow have worries of his own. And I think that's what kind of separated me over time, bro. Like not looking to be like no one, but just every day trying to get 1% better, just seeking God every day, just being obedient. And it's kind of like guided me so far.
I like that. I like that a whole lot. Second one I'm gonna ask you, bro, is like when you in that space where you may have something a little heavy on you that day, or just kind of need to clear your mind. What's that go-to song that you pull up in that moment?
That Leopard song. That's been burning on me. How does the thing go, man? The Leopard song, like I was a dead man, I was an orphan. No, that's Label. He put his name on me. Yeah. That's how I feel sometimes, bro. Like you kind of feel like the outcast when you see God and you're trying to do right, even in the midst of wrong, and I've been born in the 80s, bro. So I done seen it,
All right.
where you can, like they say, you can see BS a mile away, and you still got to be able to keep your tongue and allow God to handle those things. And that come with time, bro. It come with growth. But yeah, that Leopard song really reminded me, like, you not even Corey Dwyer. God, he put his name on you before you even accepted your name at the hospital.
I can dig it. So let me ask you this, man. If there was anybody in the Bible aside from Jesus, because everybody want to meet Jesus, right? If there was anybody in the Bible that you can sit down with and have a conversation with and just pick their brain, who would it be?
Apostle Paul.
Yeah.
Why
so?
I like his demeanor. Like Paul came to this earth with a mission, and he was obedient to the Spirit of God, to where even in his own flesh, he was like, let me try to save these people. Let me try to correct these people. Let me try to direct these people, even though they have every reason to get what they deserve. Apostle Paul, he still was like, you know what? I'm going to do God's bidding because I want to be obedient to him, not man. And I just like how Paul moved. Prime example, like the book of Corinthians, like when he was talking to the city of Corinth, bro, it was so deep. He went 2 books. He went 2 books deep, trying to not to persuade, but encourage them to do what is right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love Paul's heart, man, and I feel like I can relate to that. I got a big heart. I get it from my mama. Man. My mom, despite battling her demons and stuff, man, I always saw her with a big heart, bro. Like she had her drug issues. She went in and out of prison, But I would see this woman, even in the shape that we were in, like visit the hospitals, bro, and try to speak life into somebody despite her own situations. That's why I was like, I like Paul's heart, and because it kind of relate to what I saw growing up.
Nice. Nice. Let's get into that, man. You say you're '80s baby, right? Right.
Oh
You're
yeah,
'80s. Tell us about the '80s, man. What it was like for you growing up in the '80s, early childhood. Where you from? You
yeah,
know, just talk to us that piece.
yeah. So man, I was born in 1983
Mhm.
in good old Sumter, South Carolina. It wasn't called Merck City back then, but we still had our issues. And it was during the 80s. So anybody know about the 80s, man, it was the crack epidemic real bad. And I wasn't born into no wealth. My family, we they hustle to get by. Some people so you know what? My brother at the time, he was like 12, 13, holding down the household, man, like
Hmm.
doing what he can to provide. Like I said, my mom, she did what she could. But it was still dope because like even being raised in the hood and in poverty, like because I was born on 835 Webb Street. Webb Street was pretty much just a connection between Lafayette and Red Bay. And both sides was the trap. And we just had everything going on in between. So like, I saw police officers, I saw sirens, I seen violence, I've seen a lot, bro. And despite all of that, my grandmother was still blessed and, was still good enough to like put us in church or put us in sports. Just she felt as if she just kept us busy, it would keep us out of it. And that little old lady, she knew what she was talking about, bro. Cause like I was in it, but I never realized I was in it probably until I got to high school. When I got to high school, I was talking to chicks and it was like, you from Southside, Red Bay, you live on Webb Street, you know? And it was kind of like, oh, let me kind of take it back. Like, I am kind of, like the pastor said, like the pastor said today, I am kind of like from the hood. I didn't even realize that, But yeah, it was an awesome childhood, bro. I remember like riding bikes everywhere. I got a 14-year-old. I got to call the people who he going to being like, hey, Corey about to come over there. Just look out for him. Bro, I remember like picking off fruit trees.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like playing basketball with the bike rim. You know what I'm saying? So had a great childhood, bro. Like I got a chance to see Michael Jordan in his prime.
That right.
You know what I'm saying? And the Cowboys when they actually won some football games. That means something.
All right. Now
Yeah,
you
you see, I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry, brother. I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
But
no, no. I don't put no idols or nothing out there, but it's bang bang Niner gang over here. So
okay. Yeah, y'all used to win a few football games back in the day, man. But it was a great childhood, bro. Despite the fact. I mean, I took some L's, I took some losses. Like for example, man, my brother, we like 5 years apart. He actually it wasn't in the 80s, but he got locked up for like 23 years and 8 months, bro.
Hmm.
So I remember a lot of weekends going to those prisons. I remember a lot of weekends clearing out my pockets and hearing that door close behind me just to see the other door in front of me open. It was a lot of weekends we would go to visit my brother. And I think that was another thing that really kept me on that straight and narrow because I kind of lived it, even though it was a weekend at a time, but it was like, dang, But and he is it's crazy how God works, bro. He's like really like one of my mentors, you
Hmm.
know, till this day. Yeah, man. So, God is good, bro. That without him, I would definitely be lost. So that's where we are right now, man. Just sticking and moving.
That's what it do, man. Kind of talk about that, man. Like you put a lot out there. Growing up, you're on Webb Street. You're in between the trap. Graham's really coming in and doing what she know to do the best and kind of keep you busy. Cause she understand, out of mind, out of place. That's where the devil like to play. And kind of keep you out of that. But your brother still finding the path that kind of leads. Like, what does that do for you? How does that kind of when you're going in and out of those prisons, when you're seeing that, what does that really do for your spirit to be able to, as a young man, to process that, to understand that, and navigate away from it? Like, how do you really how does that happen?
Yeah. Man, bro, I didn't really think about it. So I graduated from Benedict College. DC Tigers, man. Benedict was another. They played a major part of my life too, man. But I took a psychology class, and they were saying like it's crazy when people go through stuff, like when people have a lot of like traumatic experiences growing up, it's either gonna trigger you one way, either you're gonna be drastically outgoing and trying to be the difference, or you're gonna drop and you're gonna go the complete opposite way just to be a straight up, rebel. I took the latter, bro. Like I always wanted to be the one to make it right. And it was crazy, man. I remember being 11 years old, looking at my aunt and telling her, because my aunt Diane, she really played a major part in my life, man. And I remember telling her, like, you know what? When I get older, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna have a big house and we all gonna live in it, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna play sports, because at the time I started, playing sports, and I was pretty good at it, especially like football. I was really, really good at football and basketball. So just growing up, that's all I knew. Just play sports, stay busy, go home. Man, I was at football, basketball, baseball, and then rotating like that. But like as I got older, I kind of took the lead on a lot of things, bro. Like I was always team captain. Like when I played varsity, I was the team captain. My senior year, I was always like the defensive captain or the offensive captain or whatever, because I was always good at like unifying people. And it's like a natural gift. Like I can't fix nothing. I can't fix no cars, bro. I can't put no furniture together. But I got the gift of gab, bro. And I learned how to use it the right way the older I got. And I guess it just came from just being in moments. It's a lot of times growing up, you had to think in the moments. I remember like being like 10 years old, bro, carrying drugs on me. My brother was slanging. I had sock, underwear, I'm out on the park on the swings. He out there doing his thing. And, thank God we're not there no more. But I just remember those moments, bro. Like, I was in a bad situation, not even realizing it. And I'm pretty sure my brother didn't do that on purpose. But it's just the fact that, we was in that gotta get it, gotta make it, by any means necessary, because nobody was out there giving it to us. So, and, yeah, man. So just going through that adversity, I feel like I've been able to handle pressure a lot easier because I've been introduced to it at an early age, and I don't mind leading. I really don't. So
I can dig that. I try to be humble with mine, man, but I went through similar, a whole lot of that in that kind of space. Now I will say that there is that up or down type space. I feel like I kind of did a little bit of both. It was a being immersed into it and kind of embracing it, and then realizing this ain't for me. But it does make something different out of it. It puts you in a situation where that pressure at an early age, when you become older, pressure don't seem the same. Like
right.
situations you can lead people out of a fire that they're not used to being in a fire, man. So I can definitely attest to that, and I see it in the way you move. Like there's a part of me that doesn't see that necessarily that you came from that, because the way you carry yourself now. But hearing the story, it's like, oh, duh. Like, how did you not know that? Because you can tell in these moments how you carry yourself compared to maybe how other people carry themselves. So that's a testament to who you are and what you've been through. And I love that about you. I want to talk about the Benedict days. I know we have some mutual friends that went to Benedict with you. We had a conversation about that. But tell about your early Benedict days and how that played in with your walk with God. Like, were you in that space, or was that a time where you were kind of more out into the world and had to come back later?
Yeah, man. So a little bit that kind of, so I was initially scheduled to go to like Coastal Carolina. So I was supposed to play football with Coastal Carolina, but like my senior year of high school, I think like February 18th or whatever. I was playing in this church league basketball game where I was supposed to be training, and I destroyed my left knee playing basketball in this church league game. So it was either walk on to Coastal, cripple with nobody, or go to Benedict. I know I had my homeboys there. The guys I played football with the year before was there. And I had my homeboy, Derek, who played a tremendous part of just like guiding me. Because honestly, I was just going through I was literally in the midst of depression the rest of my senior year. You know, I was self-medicating, you know, popping oxys and just trying to, you know, just make it, you know, because I just felt like I failed. Because like, imagine like looking through a tunnel, bro, like, and it's dark. And you just happen to see a little peak of light at the end. And you was like, okay, this is my path. I could probably get up out of here doing sports. And it just being snatched away. That's kind of how I felt. And I took a deep dive, bro. Like, but like I said, Benedict College saved my life, bro. Because when I went there, I was super depressed. I picked up bad habits. I didn't start smoking weed or anything like that until like I got to school. And I'm not saying Benedict caused that. It's just like it's anywhere, bro. You can go to Harvard and find bad habits. But I picked up a lot of bad habits. And I remember one day, I called myself smoking and I called myself going to class. And I stepped off and I never did that before. Usually it's like late at night, you know, just trying to sleep, trying to, you know, forget everything. And that was like my freshman year. And I called myself going to class and I stepped in class. And I just looked around and I was like, I don't like this, bro. But I was in it. And that same day, man, one of my professors, he was my I think it was my academic counselor or whatever. His name was Ronnie Hopkins, Dr. Ronnie Hopkins. He looked at me and he just snatched me up at the time, going through the motions, bro, like undecided. I ain't had no major. I was just there. Like, I'm just here because my homeboys got me here, man. And Ronnie Hopkins, he caught me. He called me to his office, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, something good. He went like Uncle Phil on me. Like, he jacked me up. Like, bro, I see too much potential in you for you to be walking around here like a deadbeat, like you don't deserve to be here. You deserve to be here, and you're going to make a difference. And that same day, he signed me up for the Call Me Mr. program. So the Call Me Mr. program is an education, it's a program for Black males to learn how to become teachers. And he put me in that program, and he also made me change my major to elementary ed, to where, because I told him I wanted to be a middle school coach since I can't play sports no more. So he actually like jacked me up, kind of got me right, and he kind of threw me in the fire. Like, he, you know, I ended up going to like teacher conferences, and I was never the type to kind of speak in front of people. I was always the one in the back trying to make sure the plans look good because we don't want to look bad. Yeah, he was like, nah, you doing public speaking, doing etiquette classes. It was like the Call Me Mr. program was amazing, bro. Like, and it really kind of showed me like, dang, there's levels. Growing up, I never had a Black male teacher, ever. I had a coach. Yeah, think about that.
I had one.
You had one? Okay.
One, Mr. Lawton. He was a science teacher, real cool dude. Yep, Mr. Lawton.
Bruh, like middle school, high school, I never had a black male teacher. Because so I never knew what it looked like. But he put me in that environment like, bro, you got impact. And I didn't realize that until I went to like my first internship, and like kids was acting up, and I came in, I was like, hey man, y'all chill out. And everybody just kind of got quiet. Everybody sat down, everybody was really intrigued, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then it just kind of rolled from there, you know. But Benedict played a major part, bro, in the guy that you see today, man. Because I didn't see that at home. I didn't see that in Sumter, and it's nothing against Sumter. It's just what it was, you know. Yeah. So Benedict and at Call Me Mr. Program, Dr. Ronnie Hopkins. Yeah, he's the reason that I'm where I am today, man.
Nice. So with that, right? You make that transition in college. You know, you change your major. You get into that program. How does that the years after that? How do you transition from college into being your own man, and to the point where you become a family man?
Oh man, a lot of falling, man. Like I was still, you know, I was still doing my thing. You know, I was still, you know, bad habits, hanging around some of the wrong people. In the mix, always doing something. You know, women, you know, like, but it was I remember, bro, like I think it was like my junior year. Yeah, that was my last year playing baseball, because yeah. So my junior year, man, I remember I just stayed up. It was we had a break. We had I think it was like either a spring or fall break. And I just stayed up there because, you know, I was working, and, you know, they allow us. No, it wasn't a long break. It was like a 3-4 day weekend, something like that. And I just stayed up there, and I was in my university housing, and same thing, coming from the club late, you know, feeling all right, just trying to get to the house. And I remember these two young boys, man. Like, one boy, he was just standing at the bottom of the step, and like my apartment is like up the step to the left. And he was like, "Hey, bro, what's up, man? What's up? Ain't you old boy who I talked to at the gas station?" I'm like, "Nah, bro, I don't know you." So I'm just proceeding to just walk. He like stepped out, like, "Nah, bro, nah, I know who you are." And I'm like, "Man, get your hands off me, bro. I don't know you, man. I'm just trying to get to the house." So he went to reach, and I just kept walking, like, "Bro, you better get on through." And all of a sudden, from the left of me, I just heard somebody hit that pump, like, and I was like, "Oh, it's one of them nights." So, long story short, man, he helped me up the stairs with that thing in my back. Yeah, helped me up the stairs with it. And my roommate from where my roommate was from. He was from Connecticut, I believe. He was there. So when I opened the door, he looked at me like, "Bro, what's wrong?" And I was like, He was like, "What?" And then two guys, the guy who was behind me, he stayed on me. And two guys ran up in there, laid him down and his homeboy down. You know, we in there playing games, you know, just, you know, laid all three of us down. And old boy was like, "Nah, you saw my face. You saw my face." So he had that thing to the back of my head. And I felt the pressure on it. Like, all he had to do was just let it go. And I like, my face was down in the carpet, bro. Like, "No, I ain't see you, man. I don't know what you look like, bro. Like, you got it, man. You got it. Just let me go. Just let me go. Whatever." And while his homeboy was talking to him, I just started praying. Like, I just started praying, like, "Lord, you know best, and this is not how you want this thing to end, Lord. Like, if you can get me out of this, I promise you, I will serve you. I will serve you with all that I have. Every single gift you've given me, I will serve you, Lord. I will serve you. Just allow me to get through this." So he was like, "Nah, he saw my face, bro. He saw my face." And he had that thing to the back of my head. And during the time, his homeboys was running through the rooms, getting everything, and they got everything. And he kind of smacked boy on the arm, like, "Come on, let's go." And he ran up out of there, and I just laid down there with my face in the ground, like. And in that moment, I was like, "You know what? Life too short, bro. Like either if you're gonna do it, you got to do it the right way. And I think in that moment, it really kind of started mind you, it wasn't like, like it wasn't like a Ferrari changing directions. I was more so like an 18-wheeler. It took me some time, but I realized I need to start going in the other direction. And I started taking like life more serious, bro. Like and I started putting the right people around me. Yeah, man. And like I said, Benedict, it really put me in the environment where I could see better. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do outside of what you can see. You know what I mean? If you can't see it, it's kind of hard for you to say what you can do and what you can reach. And I just started like trying to find people to help me fill those gaps, And I slowly got there. I was still dealing with my issues, man. Women and drugs but over time, bro, I kind of really got to that point where I started figuring it out. And then I started going to church. So I started going to church like my senior year at Bible Way Church, Atlas Road. It was a really good church, really good church. They gave me purpose. And more importantly, they gave me community. Yeah, I remember at the time, bro, I was probably like 23, 24. And that was pretty much me graduating. I had some guys that was older than me, like 10 years older than me. And we just talked like buddies, and that really kind of helped. Purpose. I really started like mentoring more at that church with Generation Now. They had a little youth group, and we had those guys there. And I kind of just took that and I kind of like led with it. So I started my own LLC. Well, before I was doing a lot of not a lot. I started speaking more, like, going to schools and churches and community functions, talking to the community about, gun violence and just unity in general and how we just need to be better for the future. Because, you can let pride eliminate the future and then you get old and dusty and there's nobody to help carry the torch, so just like talking to society. And then I think back in 2020, my Aunt Diane, she was like, "You got a good word and you always talking to people. Why don't you put it on a shirt?" And I was like, okay. So in January 2020, I started my LLC for Mr. Grind Out Apparel. I was trying to do Grind Out Apparel, but it was already taken. So I just added the Mr. in front of it. And that was just me to kind of encourage, positive apparel, just encouraging people to, strive and just giving them a voice without them having to say anything. It'd be like, bro, that's a powerful shirt. I was thinking that same, and that was the impact of it. And yeah, man, that kind of put me in some cool spaces as well, just being around business people and just different things. So God does an amazing thing. He operates in an amazing way, bro. And it's not up to us to fully understand what he's doing. Just know, if you are in the heart, if your heart is in alignment with him, he's definitely working on your behalf. So
that's really. I want to touch on a few things that you mentioned. One, we got to go back to that night in that apartment. That to me, that's a major thing. That's a transition. You're sitting there with a shotgun to your head. And most people they panic, they get scared, they do a whole lot of things. In that moment, it sounds like you had all the right sense to go to God. Like and really like give it to him and say, hey, whatever you're gonna do with this moment, man, I'm giving on you. I'm just there. Like in hindsight, man, like seeing how God worked that move for you, like what does that do for you today, in your confidence and your faith and your belief in him? Like how does that really play into that?
Man, listen, God, it just reassured me that as long as I have God in my life, man, I have everything that I need. Like growing up, I didn't have a consistent father. Like my dad, I love him to death today, but like growing up, he was on the road, going from coast to coast, North America, South America, California, New York. Like he didn't even have an address, bro. Like, and then I told you about my mom. My mom was in and out of jail. You know, my brother was doing 23 years and 8 months. My cousin who taught me all my sports, he ended up getting locked up. You know, God just showed me that he's real, bro. And then in that moment, I submitted it to him. I'm like, bro, like, God, whatever you have for me in this moment, if this how it's going to end, if I'm going to make impact in this earth, laying here on this apartment floor, then let it be so. And if it's not going to be that way, then Lord, I'm going to make sure that I don't never put myself in a situation like this again. And I started moving like that. I became more aware of my surrounding and just what I'm doing. You know, I started getting more familiar with the word. You know, especially like just like who you are as an individual. Like God literally made us from dirt, bro. Like if you just understand the genetics of how we were created, you will understand just how much power you have. You know, and just being able to like understand that, like, yeah, you know, life and death is in the power of the tongue. Like you can create life, you can build through your words. You can also destroy life and you can tear down with your words. And you can be a light. You can literally speak to someone. You can speak someone through a situation, or you could be the one to kill them off. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing those things, like in that moment, God allowed me to realize, like, man, it no matter how bad it gets, as long as you have me on your side, that you can do all things and I can get you through anything, you know. And I'm grateful, forever grateful, bro. Forever grateful.
That's real. Another point you mentioned your dad not being there, right? And you know he being on the road and doing his thing. For me, watching you, the one thing that I attach to you all the time when I see you is your son. Like when we first really became like close with the fatherhood group, that was the one thing that I attached to you was your son. And a lot of times I see him moving around the church and I dap him up, man, where your pops at? You know, just kind of have like conversation with him, man. So what's that like being a father and not having that father figure throughout your life and then transitioning and being the exact opposite for your son? Like how does that work?
That's a good question. I mean, I tell my wife this all the time, like, not all the time, but like definitely when we were getting started, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just being obedient. I'm just being obedient. God, whatever you need from me, I'm with it. Like one of the things I've learned, like growing up, is you got to be strong in 4 areas, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. You have to be strong in those areas in order to be well balanced, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And I compare a lot of life to sports. Like I compare a lot about life in general to sports. And with my son, I'm okay knowing that I'm not going to be around forever. So every opportunity that I get, man, I pour in him. Like every opportunity. It may get frustrating, but I know when I test him in the moments, I can see him be able to respond, you know, and he's still going to be a teenager, but I see it as opportunity to get it right for my generation. Like my dad had the opportunity. He didn't do what he needed to do, but I can teach him through how I, you know, go about my life and how I take care of my kids. And it's crazy because like we're at the point right now where now he's back in my life you know, and he's seeing how well I'm doing with my kids, and he's telling me, you know, how proud he is to see me, you know, raise a confident young man and an intelligent young lady, and just to be there all the time for my wife, man. Like it still help him, even though he didn't get it right in the beginning. It at least give him hope, knowing that, you know, his son got it right. Because it's not about the individual. Like, it's really about those generations, man. Like, what is to come, you know? And my life is my life is really it's not my own.
My life,
you know. My life is in this, and I'm okay with that. I've realized that once I submitted to God and His will over my life, then Corey Maurice Dwyer has to die somewhere. Them cigarettes, and not cigarettes, but those cigars, they gotta go. You know, drinking, gotta go. Hanging out, gotta go. In order for me to get to where God has already preordained me to be in my life, I can't sacrifice my destiny for short pleasures. I gotta be able to find God in the moment. Like, man, I'm in the strip club and I know I shouldn't be here, but let me go ahead and get on through. I supported my homeboy. Hey, bro, happy birthday.
I'm out.
I'm out. You know, yeah, and that's just how it is, man. It's a lot of growth. It's a lot of growth, bro.
Yes, sir. You tell a similar story for me. My pops was in that my life. He always was kind of there in a sense, but there's a lot of times when he wasn't there. No knock to him at all, but after I became a father, it seemed like our relationship kind of got better, and there was a lot of conversation about him seeing me do it and being proud of how I was doing, and that being something that kind of motivated him or just did something for him. So it's a way that God works that sometimes, because the '80s babies, man, we came through a period, and there was a lot of us from the '80s that didn't have the fathers, but now you can look out and see a lot of those '80s babies being like real astute fathers, real family men, and that's something to me that's it's a parallel, but it's dope to see. You know, we rather it had not been that way, and been in a better light, but still, it shows how we persevered, and beat a lot of stereotypes to be who we are. And of course, glory to God with that, because we both can say that God had to lead us in places where we was in them clubs and in the streets and doing things that we didn't really have much business doing. So shout out to you, man. I always give you props as far as just who you are, and any black man who out there really being in his son's or children's life, not just a son, but your children's lives, man. I always salute that, man, because like I said, we didn't have that. But let's shift it a little more with the family, with being a husband, right? Because a father, like we can be a father and not be in the same household. That's kind of where I am with my son. Like I'm a father, but he lives with his mother more than he's with me. But being a husband, that's different. That's the leave from the world and really buckle down to be a husband. Tell us about that transition, maybe some of the harder times and how you really got into the space where you are now with doing that.
Yeah. Man, listen, I can honestly say that I've been in a few relationships growing up, man. Like I've had a few women in my life. I was always the type to where I had to have a girlfriend, bro. Like I could never see myself just being by myself. Not like once I hit like high school, it was like, yeah, I need somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? But as I got older, bro, I started to realize that, you know, especially like being in church, that the importance of having that helpmate. The importance of having someone that's going to tell you the truth, the importance of someone that's going to encourage you even in your silence. Like you don't have to tell them. They just got to be there like, look, it'll be okay. And look at here. When I tell you I prayed for Corey Dwyer, well, it was chaplain at the time. But when I tell you I prayed for that woman, I prayed for her. Crazy part is we actually went to high school together. We went to middle school together too. That's crazy. So we went to middle school together. I wasn't good enough. She, her and all her cute girl, her little cute girl crew, they was doing their own thing. Same thing in high school. Plus I was in a relationship in high school, but bro, we ain't even kicked it off until like after I graduated, which was perfect timing. Cause like at that, once I graduated, I felt like, okay, I found that path, and I was leading on it, and she came just in time, bro. Like, and the crazy part is we kind of have the same kind of background. Like her mom was a rock. Her mom always been in her life, but her dad was in and out, and she's kind of living her life, kind of showing her dad like, it's okay. I'm okay. I still came out good, and she's doing the right thing. But yeah, man, it was a sacrifice, bro. I think one of the best things I did in my life is to take part in couples therapy. We took part in this thing. It's called Two Becoming One. And we just broke down the Bible together and talked about, why was man, what was the purpose of man in this earth, and the woman, and our strengths and weaknesses, and how we can kind of help. Like that session really kind of like grew me up overnight, bro. I never seen a healthy relationship ever. Like ever. Like when I think about it, yeah. Even to this day, like my grandmother had 10 kids. Like I don't think none of them could stay married. Well, my Uncle Kenny and Aunt Earlene, but they in New York. But outside of that, everybody was, single, divorce, or whatever. So it still kind of blows my mind to just sit back and look like, dang, I got all of this. Obedience give you all of this, like, so a lot of sacrifice though, a lot, like, and just being open, a lot of communications, a lot. People and the haters be being like, the haters love to say, bro, you gotta check in. Anybody who have a healthy relationship, check in. I don't care what you're talking about, and just conversations. And I love it when she holds me accountable. Like, I'm a hammer, like philosophically, I'm a hammer. Like I only know one way, and some people kind of get intimidated by that. But a lot of the times, like I do it out of love. Like I want you to win the same way I want to win. And naturally, people just want to be like, yeah, bro, you right. Yeah, bro, you right. Yeah, bro, you right. And then my wife, she'd be like, no, you were wrong. Like, yeah, like, bro, you were wrong. Like, why you said it like that? Or why you did that? Or why you responded to him knowing he gonna like, and that's what we need. That's what we need. So she's definitely my ride or die, man. Boy, 2011, bro, 15 years at this thing.
Man.
Yeah.
Calvin commented, he said, salute to both of you on the difference you're making. And I second that thought. Because I see y'all, not just you, I see y'all as a couple in the church a lot. I see y'all moving, and that's a beautiful thing. The marriage counseling is a thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, I have someone who be telling me all the time that, in order for me to kind of get in that space, I'm gonna need it. And sometimes I'm hard-headed because I believe like I know it. I understand that there's some things I don't know, so maybe I do need it. I just feel like I don't know. But when you said it, it just kind of stood out to me as like, yeah, maybe it really is something that you should take a look into or consider. Because it can be that. To me, I just think you've got to have the right person doing it with you or for you to really maximize. And maybe that's my thing, is I don't know who the person is on the other end who might be doing it. But I love that about it. I wanna hit another point. And I feel like it kind of hits better now. Like you come from a space where it was your grandmother putting you in church. Your mother wasn't there really. Your father wasn't there really. You see people in and out of jail or going through different things. You go through college and you see all the things that you went through and people around you go through. And all these different things. You transition to being a father and a husband. And somehow with everything that you went through and everything that you have to carry and balance as being a father and a husband, you find time to mentor people outside of your home. Talk about how you get to that space and what it's like and really where your heart is for that.
Yeah, man. So I love mentoring. I love empowering people. I love empowering people. Like it doesn't matter their age, their gender. I just love that. And what God kind of showed me is that there's levels to this. Like you have to be able to. I have to see if I can trust you with a little before I can kind of introduce you to a lot. And I've been kind of like going through those steps where, you know, it's easy for me to go to a church and talk to some kids or go to an after school program and talk to a group of youth or, you know, talk to the basketball team over at one of the schools. But when you make the commitment to honestly structure a curriculum that's going to help groom them to be the best versions of themselves, man, that took the ultimate trust, because it's not me. Like even like the vision, the programs and all of that stuff, like God is like downloading this stuff and I'm like, oh, I can do that. Writing this stuff down and then when I get to points where it just don't make sense, like, you know, God is bringing people into my life that kind of show me like, bro, I like what you're doing, but we can make this thing big. So it went from talking to the church to now, oh, we legit, you know, we have a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We just as official as the United Way downtown or the Boys and Girls Club or Walmart. Yeah, for sure. But it took community though. It took people coming around me seeing the vision. And one of the things that that I love about Pastor Travis at our church is that he loves to inspire vision, and he makes it very clear that vision is from God. You know, like a lot of what you do is from God. So you can't seek man's approval. Some people might be like, bro, 82 and oh, that podcast, man. Everybody doing a podcast, bro. Why don't you do something else? Mm-hmm. But if God is leading in your life and you're being obedient, bro, you have no choice but for this thing to turn out on top.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what he like. I feel like I'm a diamond, bro. Like, you know, like you've just going through life, just, you know, you see it and it's snatched away in your eyes and you trying to get up, you get knocked down and you trying to make it. And it's just boom, 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 boom. And I literally felt like God was like beating me in position, bro. Like literally he beat me in the position of prayer. Because I felt like I could do any and all things in my own strength. And he had to remind me like, bro, you can't do nothing without me, you know? And it took a while, but I'm so glad at how it worked out. Because I felt like the last year of college, bro, he was like, okay, I think you're ready. You ever seen, you know, when they say like you trying to them people who try to fly those little parasails or whatever, and you jump out and you start off hitting the ground, boom, 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 and then you kind of straighten out at the last second. Yes, that's exactly how I felt like my life went, bro. Like everything was just boom, one bump after another, boom, 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 boom. And then I was like, oh, it was a little light. And I kind of just, You know, and I'm not saying it's smooth now. Definitely have challenges, and I'm dealing with life in general. But at least I know where I'm going.
There you go.
You know, like before, it was like, bruh, I'm just trying not to get caught. You know.
Yeah.
But now I know where I'm going, man. And it's grace be to God, bro. Like that's it. I can't take credit for none of this. I promise you, I can't.
All right. That's a mentality, man. That's my boy Manny, man. That's something that one of the lessons that I really learned from him. When I started being on staff at Ford City, I just didn't really process it. Well, not that I didn't understand it. I just didn't say it out loud. I didn't really process it internally on how important that really was and how real that really was. But he was like, hey man, you know, all glory to God, bro. Like I give him props and credit for anything he do. He like, bro, gee, that ain't me, man. That's God, man. I'm just, yeah, that ain't me. That's glory to God. He a real humble spirit and will not take a whole lot of credit for anything because he understand that like God do it all, man. All glory to him, man. So that's something that he really said a lot to me that really stuck. And once I really started applying it and understanding it better, I feel like it's worked tremendously in my life, man. Like real tremendously. But I wanna do this, bro. Like I'm gonna give you the stage. I'm gonna slide my little square over to the side. I'm gonna let you get this full space. Anything that's on your mind or your heart that you want to tell the people, anything that you want to tell them about your organization, where they can find you at, how they can help, how they can support, what you got coming on, and anything like that, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the stage. It's yours, brother.
Oh man. So I got a little shirt here. So man, again, my name is Corey Dwyer, man. I'm just a humble servant. I'm the owner and CEO of Mr. Grana himself, Mr. Grana LLC, and I'm the founder and president of Forward Progression Mentored Apprenticeship Program, bro. Our job, we just want to help inspire young people, meet them where they are, and give them the guidance and the avenue to do what they were inspired to do. We don't give them a plan. We just encourage them and assist them in their own plan. Man, it was an honor to be here today because I didn't have an opportunity to really think about what all God has brought me through until I really started having this conversation. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. Anybody that's looking to get interested in being a part of Forward Progression Mentored Apprenticeship Program, you can check us out at Forward Progression Map, MAP.com. forwardprogressionmap.com. You can also like and subscribe on our Instagram and our Facebook page. But yeah, I just feel where we are right now, we have to be able to seek positive partnership that's going to assist us in our next levels of our lives. Jesus did it. Jesus had apostles. Jesus realized that he could not be everywhere at one time. And he asked and he prayed for positive partnership. And guess what he did? He also helped train and assist by positive communications. And that's what we need in our lives in order to get to that level where God has for us. Everything that we have in our life has been preordained. And if you want to get there, you got to have positive partnerships. You got to bring the right people around your lives. And you got to have the discernment to not just listen to a person's words, but watch their actions and know that that is who they are. You can't change a person from who they are. And you got to have the confidence and the boldness to make the right decision. I hope and pray that this session did something to you, sparked the fire in you, or just allow you to realize that I am much more than I think I am. And it's because of the power that God has put inside of me, man. I just pray and ask that we continue to lead. Young people can teach families how to be families the same way a child can show their parents that they're okay. I pray and ask that you guys take something from this, man, and you share it with others, and have the confidence to share your story. You are who you are. God made you who you are. And it's going to take boldness and courage for you to birth what is already inside of you so that the world can be better. That's what it's about. In order to be a blessing, you got to be able to position yourself to bless others. There's no room for shy. So, again, I thank y'all for having me. Love and support us. We're going to keep doing God's will, and we just pray and ask that people are changing the process. So that's all I got, G.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you had the right thing to say, brother. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna talk to the people. Give them a few words, a few thoughts from me. Stay online. We're gonna talk a little bit backstage after we get off. But hey, man, I'm thankful you're out here too. It's a blessing. As you said, man, I'm just another podcaster, man, being obedient, doing what God told me to do. That's it. This because God told me to do it. This shirt right here is because God told me to do it. That logo back there is because God told me to do it. Every time I hit start stream, it's because God told me to do it. I don't do nothing if He don't tell me to do it. Some days I might seem like I'm procrastinating because I'm just trying to wait on Him to tell me to do it and not my flesh to lead me there. So if you're here, I feel like God led you to be here for a reason. He let this come past your timeline to be shared to you, whatever it is, for a reason. So I'm grateful for you to be here in obedience with me because I feel like the Bible say, where two or more gather, there He is, So this is God's space. It's God given. I'm thankful for it. I wanna also let y'all know that 82andnolive.com is still a thing. So make sure you on there. We're updating it with new content all the time. We have some cool authors and writings on there. Check those out. You will see Corey's information on our website under the 82and0 fan page. You'll be able to see all his links. That way you can get connected with him, contribute, and however you might, if you want to join his group and become a mentor, if you want to contribute to the funds or just see what he has going on, I'll have his links there. Any events he has coming up, it'll be on the calendar for you to check out. So check the website out, man. There's a lot of good stuff there, man. I'm really just trying to make a hub for all things God in the space so we can just know what's going on, stay in tune with each other, stay attached with each other. These shirts will be on sale. You can check those out. I'll probably have them up tomorrow for you to purchase the shirts. I ain't gonna turn around, but on the back it says something cool. You can check me out later on the page. I'll show you that. I ain't gonna do all that today, man. But other than that, man, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, man. God bless you, man. I hope that everything in your life goes just as God has ordained it. I hope that you and pray that you stay in your word, stay on your walk, stay obedient, because it's everything to Him. And it means a lot to me to know that the people who are watching are being impacted. And in some kind of way, shape, or form, this helps. Even if it's just a little bit of inspiration, even if it kept you from being distracted from temptation that might have been coming, whatever it is, man, I hope and pray that I'm able to be that peace that you need, that the people that come on this platform are able to be that peace that you need to help you get where you're going. Until next Sunday at 7 p.m., man, love and blessings, man. I wish everything great for you, man. Have a good one.
Greetings. Most importantly, blessings. Yes, sir. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning cold. Bless my heart, bless my soul. Give me the strength to continue on this road. Bless my heart and bless my soul. Left it to the world, they're surely turning